Stopped waiting for construction. We got lucky and got to be the first one in line again here. So while we're looking, I'm gonna look at some scenery out the window. Mountains way in the background, big valley down there.
Is that the Denali mountain there?
No, I don't think so. None of them look near big enough. See all them woods out there? There's probably an animal out there somewhere. I can't say there's more than one because we ain't hardly seeing a whole lot. So there's probably just one for every 100,000 acres or something like that.
Yeah, it's probably down there in the water we can see.
Yeah, I mean, poor people live up here would probably starve to death if it wasn't for eating mosquitoes. Hey, we made it to Riley Creek Campground at Denali National Park. Been a long day. We got to drive back to Fairbanks tomorrow morning. Pick up Susan's truck from Ford. I mean, it was shimmying all over the place. We had new tires put on the front of it. We thought maybe they were out of balance. Well, we had the balance checked, and it wasn't a balance, so we had it done at Walmart where we bought the tires, and then we carried over to Ford. I thought maybe we had some type of front end problem, and they found out that diagnosed that we had a big chunk of mud or dirt lodged in the back wheel, and that was what was causing it to be out of balance and out of alignment and everything, all the shaking and whatnot. So they said they did that, took it out for a test drive, and everything's good. They went ahead and rebalanced all 4 tires. And originally we were going to go back and pick that up today after we set up our campsite, but we got here. The way Denali works, maybe other national parks, you don't reserve a specific site, you reserve a site that will fit your trailer. So in this park here, you got A and B sites. Well, the A sites are the ones supposed to fit trailers, up to 40 foot on there, which mine's 35, so it shouldn't have been a problem. Well, when we got here, drove around the 3 loops, and all the sites were full. Every A site that would fit my trailer had somebody on it. The only sites that weren't full were they had some handicap sites here and there that they had blocked off. And so ultimately, we ended up going back up to the fee booth, and they directed us to a camp host who, we had convinced that there weren't no sites available. She drove around and checked it out and made sure. And she, when she come back, she's, which I figured would be the deal, is usually, you release the handicap sites when all the other sites are full. Well, that's what she did. She allowed us to pick out, whichever site we wanted. And so for once, I actually got lucky, and by not getting here early and actually end up with a better site, because our site, let me flip it around here. We're on here now. It's right across the road from the restroom. I mean, literally right across the road. Right, we got trails, system leading right by our campsite. We got a wide campsite. I mean, it's really wide, which is very unusual for this campground. Most of them are tight, and your truck is either you have to park it alongside the road or somewhere else because you can't fit it on the site. So we got lucky by getting here late and actually getting probably the best site in the park. I got a good sky for Starlink. You can see it sitting on top of my truck over there. I've got good sun for my solar, which right now I've got set up over here on the back side of my camper, not counting the solar that's on top of my camper. So yeah, it's looking good. I went ahead and extended a couple more days. We're going to stay here through the weekend, so that'll give us 5 nights. Since I'm going to lose a night, I have to go back to town, lose a day, have to go back to town to get Susan's truck. That'll give us more time to explore Denali on there and get out with our e-bikes. You can rent e-bikes here, so you can use them on the trails and whatnot. And this is the loop, picture down through the loop down to here. And another good deal is we're at the back end of the loop, further away from the highway. This is really right off the highway, right off the train track. You can hear the Alaska train comes by here. The Alaska Railroad comes right by here, and it's still pretty loud, even as far back as we are back in here. But we made it. Sounds like everything's gonna work out with Susan's truck. So, of course, another day. Really hadn't seen any animals again. I saw a couple of squirrels. That's about it on there. But you know, that's all right. I think you know there's so many woods up here. They got plenty of places to hide, I guess. We'll get out tomorrow. You know, after we get Susan's truck and do some exploring, and see Denali. Okay, we're at the Denali Visitor Center. I'm looking at their 3D model here. Shows Mount McKinley. We're way over here on this edge. The road coming in from Fairbanks right in front of us. On there, so scanning the visitor center. We'll go downstairs. There's your replica moose. Not even a real moose, it's a replica. Replica bird. Replica wolf. Everything's a replica. Everything down here is made out of plastic. I think everything down here is made out of plastic. It's like, man. First national park I've been to, everything been made out of plastic.
Even the fur.
Yep, the trees, the rocks, the moose. The seagull. Disappointing. Okie dokie. I think even the wooden benches over here are made out of plastic.
Plastic.
Yep.
Plastic.
Yep. Everything here is plastic.
They have to renew that. It's we call it reusable source. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're protected.
Probably the neatest thing about the visitor center right here. I'm assuming that's bronze casting of a grizzly laying out.
Some caribou on the side of the road right here. What,
We got
5,
1,
6?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them.
6 of them all right there. Some caribou.
So you can add that to your moose you saw earlier
Yep,
today.
we had it with the moose for today.
All right, we're getting our obligatory entrance sign picture here. So, over there's Susan standing with the Denali entrance sign on there. Now she come out here and we'll get both of us. There you go. You gonna come out here?
Coming.
You guys want a picture?
On there?
Yeah, hang on.
Get that right there and we get on there. So, all righty, we got our mandatory picture here.
Push the button.
Couple moose at the entrance to the campground.
Yep, a couple of moose here right at the entrance when we first come to the campground.
Yeah, the younger one, that one, he's not this year's moose. I'm guessing he's last year's.
Yeah, let me get
On
this.
there.
Hang on, we'll get this camera here too.
All right, I think we're on a roadside pull off on Highway 3. Somewhere headed down toward the Denali State Park. And I think we finally found the actual Mount McKinley. Problem is, like everybody, like you always read, that it's, very seldom is it ever clear where you can see the top of the mountain. Well, every now and then you'll get a glimpse of the top of the mountain through those clouds over there. But it's right there. You can see in that kind of in the valley, there's a mountain on the right. And it kind of dips down, got a bunch of shadows. And behind it, there's a really tall mountain that you cannot not at all see the top of because of the cloud cover on there. And it's not the cloud cover right around the mountain itself, it's the cloud between us and the mountain that's got it. Now we'll drive around a little further, maybe we'll get a different angle, a different view, maybe the clouds clear up, I don't know. But yeah, I'm sure that's a McKinley back there, because that's by far taller than any of the other mountains that we have seen. We're in Alaska, in the Alaska mountain range, and all around us, this huge mountains. And that's what's confusing, is that you got all these giant tall mountains. There's a lot of big mountains here. A lot of them got clouds around the top of them, and but not so far. We haven't found any exhibits on the side of the road or any of these pullouts or anything that has an interpretive sign that says, hey, points you, say, hey, that's a McKinley or Denali over there. Alaska, Canada has got Alaska beat by far on that. Almost every little pullout that we come through on the Alaska on the Alaskan Highway, and even before we got to Alaskan Highway, they had interpretive signs on almost every pullout. It told you about what you was looking at or something out there. Here, no, not at all on there. I've been using Google Earth and other online tools to try to pinpoint exactly where I should be looking at, because I was not convinced that I was actually seeing McKinley, and Google Earth is saying that that's right across there, and I believe it. That's the first one I actually believe. So, all right, we're going to drive around a little further and see if we find anything a little better. Maybe when we come back by, it'll be a little clearer. All right, we're at a different angle now. We're over here at the Denali State Park, North Denali Overlook. And taking another view here. Over here a little bit. A little bit of a gap in the trees, a little better. On there. There you go. Got better, a little better gap right here. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see the peak today. There's too many clouds. Or we've seen it. We've seen some glimpses of it earlier when we were driving down the highway. You know, it would just clear up just for a second, and then it would go away again. But I'm gonna do a little scan of the whole range here. It says that of course these, you know, are still being pushed up by tectonic pressures. You know, the plates on there, so it's still rising. So he said that Mount McKinley, you know, Denali, basically this mountain range is growing about a quarter inch a year on there, still growing.
There's a mountain way back there. You see just part of it. You don't see all of it because the clouds are in the way.
No.